Andrew Vasher, head men's basketball coach at Hartnell College. Today we're going to talk about our leadership / coaching philosophy here at Hartnell College. It's based on 6 statements. Everything within our program is affected and falls into these mission statements for our program. The first one is teach them correct principles and let them govern themselves. We are really big in teaching the how, what, and why of everything we do, whether it's on the court, in the classroom, in the community, and in your personal development. We want our guys to understand why we're doing what we're doing. We think it creates buy-in and helps it become their program more than us dictating to them what the program is all about. We want to empower them to become the best versions of themselves. Ben McCallum at Northwest Missouri State has a phrase, find out what your kids are great at and make them elite at. Don't focus on what they can't do, focus on what they can do and make them even better at that. Become specialists, become elite at a certain area of your game. We want to carry that over into the classroom as well. Correct principles. Go to class on time, go to class prepared, go to class participate. Let your education become important to you. In your personal life, be kind, be friendly, be a craftsman. Make an impact on those people around you. Be a good teammate, be early. Always give your best effort, support and lift those people around you. Those are the correct principles that we're talking about. Fake a pass to make a pass. Be in a stance. Communicate. Touch, talk, switch. Those are correct principles of our program. And we want our kids to understand why we're doing what we're doing. The next principle is we want to be worthy of our student athletes' supreme effort. We want to be able to ask them to give us their supreme effort. And the only way we can do that is by showing that type of effort to them first. What does that mean? Well, to us it means we've got to understand who they are. We need to understand what their story is. We want to help them understand what they want to do with their life. What's the best version of their life going to look like? Not what we think it should look like. Help them to understand as an 18, 19, 20-year-old what it looks like to them. And once we know them enough that they're going to trust us with that type of information, we've made a really big impact. But what else does it mean? It means recruiting great people to be in our program. So it's fun to be around each other. So it's fun to come to practice, have high energy practices, high enthusiasm, high intensity, where we really challenge each other on a daily basis. To provide academic support so they can excel in the classroom and prepare themselves for an elite, successful life in their chosen profession. It's developing strength and conditioning programs to get them bigger, stronger, faster. It's doing fundamental programs to help them become a better player, become a better shooter, become a better passer. It's developing programs for the mental approach to the game so they become a student of the game and have a better understanding of what it takes to be a better player. It's challenging them to get out in the community and serve and lift those people around, being part of the community that they're part of. When we're doing those things for them first, we feel we can challenge them and commit them to give their best effort, to sell the farm, burn the boats, and be fully invested. John Gordon talks about, when he was speaking with a professional team, why, he said, raise your hands. Who thinks they can work harder than what they're doing now? And he goes, almost every single person in the room raised their hand. And he goes, the owner looks shocked. I'm paying these guys millions of dollars and they can work harder than what they're doing. And John Gordon followed up the question, why is that? And the reason they don't is because they don't trust that the other guys care as much, so why give that much effort? If you give everything and come up short, it hurts more. But that's not the reason not to do it. But you have to build a trust factor so people are willing to give that type of investment, because it is tough in the short term when you give that time of effort. In the long term, it makes a wonderful, courageous, and fantastic life when you do that. The next term is from John Wooden. The quick and sound execution of fundamentals wins basketball games. And that's about basketball, but it's about also everything in life. We want our players to be fundamentally sound. We want to improve their skills on the court, their mental development on how to play the game, and that's going to improve them as a player and us as a team, much more than a particular set. It also carries over in the classroom. If you go to class, and you go to class prepared, you meet with your instructor, you lift the people in the class, you do all those things that help you be successful in class. There's fundamental principles on relationships, being successful, making an impact in your community. As you follow those, you're going to have a happy and successful life and be able to accomplish all those things you want to accomplish. A dear friend, Tony Engel, who just passed away from COVID a week ago, would always say, you can accomplish anything you want to in life as you do everything you can to help those people around you accomplish the things they want to. I totally believe in that. As we help our student athletes reach their goals, we're going to bless our lives. But also as we teach that principles to them, to lift and help those around them, it's going to teach them eternal principles that are going to make an impact while they're in our program and way past. The next principle phrase is, those that work the hardest are the last to surrender. This is a term that I heard from Gary Ward, who was the baseball coach at Oklahoma State. We want our players to know hard work is a difference maker. Those teams that usually are at the top of the hill at the end of the season just outwork everybody. If you look at what Chris Beard has done at Texas Tech, his kids just flat out outwork the teams they're playing. We want our student athletes and our staff and everyone involved with our program to be able to look themselves in the mirror every single day, whether when they're getting up or going to bed, and say, we deserve to win because no one works harder than we do. No one works smarter, and no one works more together while we're trying to bless the lives of those people around us. In basketball, in academics, and out in the community. And you can say it, that's your mantra as a team. But when you're there alone in front of the mirror, do you know it's true? And if you don't know it's true, why isn't it? Change that right now, and let's get that type of effort in. And how do you get that type of effort in your life? How do you get it next to the guy next to you? It's communication and trust. Add real value to people's lives, and lasting connection and engagement takes place. Real value. How do you do that? Well, we're all going to do that a little bit differently, because we have different personalities, we come from different backgrounds, but that's not an excuse not to do it. Make that effort, and that connection will be made, and you will be able to know, I am doing everything I can. I'm giving my best efforts. Nobody is giving more than I am. And that gives us a chance to say we deserve to win. And not just on our games, but we deserve to have a happy, successful life in our chosen profession and the opportunity to serve those around us where we live. The next term is, you get what you tolerate. This is right from the late Coach Meyer, when he was at Lipscomb in Northern State. You get what you tolerate, and it's not what you teach, it's what you emphasize. I'm the leader of our program. What goes on in our program, I either teach or allow to happen. And that's on me. The buck stops here. If we're going to be successful and our kids are going to have a chance to learn these principles, that is my responsibility. And I take that very seriously. What we stand for means something. And we want our guys to understand that. We want it to mean something to them. The next term is simplicity breeds intensity. We don't run a complicated program. We base it on fundamentals. We base it on our ability to teach our student athletes how to play. We're not going to have thousands of sets. We want them to understand how to play. Ben McCallum, one of the best programs in the country at Northwest Missouri State, he says he wants to break it down to one simple thing. It's my ability to teach my players how to play against your ability to teach your players how to play. It's not sets, it's not schemes. Do our players understand the basic fundamentals of what we're trying to do? Mike Neighbor says we want to create a situation on offense that the defense is always wrong. That comes from teaching, that comes from the mental approach to the game, and we believe we keep things extremely simple, but the concepts are complicated. You have to really understand the concepts. But what we do is extremely simple. The last thing that really based on all our programming is we want our student athletes to become craftsmen. And not just our student athletes, everyone involved with our program, our entire staff, people that are associated with our program as boosters, students that our kids go to class with. And this is based on the John Gordon book, The Carpenter. In the book, he talks about a carpenter builds things. A craftsman builds a masterpiece, a work of art that inspires people for an elite life. We tell our players, and I've said this on other videos, a carpenter can get an A in a class. A craftsman is someone who can get an A in the class and make everybody's lives in that class, including the teacher, better because they were in there. Because the association they have with the other students and the teacher in the class. How do you do that? That's up to the individual. We're all different. Some have different personalities, some are quiet. Be kind, smile, lift, help, encourage, support. Do that with everyone you meet. People on the team, your roommates, the secretaries, the teachers that you teach. How do you make an impact in their lives? And if you're not, why not? I thoroughly believe we are where we are in our lives for the reason to help the people that we come in contact with on a daily basis. And it doesn't matter if you're a basketball coach or a physics teacher or an admissions counselor or if you work at a pharmacy or a teacher. It doesn't matter what you do. You've been given a great opportunity to be on earth at this time to reach out and lift those people around you. If you don't do it, you're missing out on the opportunity to bring joy into their lives and joy into your life. I'm so grateful for the chance I have to be here at Hartnell and for the wonderful kids we get to work with. We're still under COVID restrictions. This week we are going to start being able to do conditioning with our athletes. It's just great to be able to see them face to face, not in Zoom. We hope we can do more and more as things go. I hope we have a great week. Go out and change somebody's life. Go out and make a difference. Find a way to let somebody know you care about them and are there to support them and help them and lift them to be able to do the things they desire in their lives. I'm grateful for our program. We're different than the rest. If you want to find out more, Vasher, Avasher at hartnell.edu. Shoot me an email. We're all open. We have a monthly newsletter. If you're interested in that, again, shoot me an email. We'll put you on the link and get it sent out to you. We want to help make an impact in our area and those people around us. Have a great week. Make a difference in someone's life. Dare to be uncommon. Thanks.